So let's see. I'll let Jordan say his piece here, and then I'll mute it.
What I eat in a day is a fat person who's not on a diet, and no, I'm not asking for advice, so please don't give it.
All right, so he said, no, I'm not asking for advice. Hey, I'm Brooks from BrooksBrownCoaching.com, and in this video, I'm going to talk about a new social media trend I've come across. So a lot of fitness influencers, or at least those are the people I've seen, have done this for a long time, the what we eat in a day. It's not right to call it a challenge, but it's just something, kind of a trend that people do. But I admittedly took quite a bit of time off of social media. I don't really look at it much. So maybe this has been around for longer than I think. But I've started seeing these videos of people that are overweight, admittedly overweight, that are also doing the what we eat in a day videos, which is interesting. And I want to be clear right up front. I'm not making this video to talk bad about anybody, to make fun of anyone. I don't want anybody to get that impression. But what we do have here is a lot of people that, you can see in the tags, I'll show you some here in a minute, are fine with being overweight. And, they're kind of promoting it. It's a lot of tags you see like fat positivity. So whatever, that's their decision. But what it does give us, and the reason I'm making this video, is it gives us a good example of a type of diet that will lead to weight gain. And it will show you some of the things I've talked about in previous videos, particularly when we talk about things like insulin resistance or eating enough protein. So that's a common theme we'll see in some of these videos. So let's go ahead and check a couple of them out. We've got a few different people here that I have saved their content. A lot of these people have built quite a social media following. So let's check it out and see what we got. So first off, again, I want to say, these, I'll play a little bit of the audio. I'm not going to play all of it because there is music involved and I don't want to, have any copyright issues. But this first guy, I think his name's Jordan. You'll see his name in here. But he says right off the bat, he's not looking for advice, and I'm not looking to give any. I'm just looking at this kind of stuff as an interesting example of, a diet that potentially is going to lead to weight gain, high insulin resistance, maintaining a lot of body fat, and not a whole lot of, muscle mass. So let's see. I'll let Jordan say his piece here, and then I'll mute it.
What I eat in a day is a fat person who's not on a diet, and no, I'm not asking for advice, so please don't give it.
All right, so he said, no, I'm not asking for advice. All right, so this one's not so bad. So we got some stir-fry, vegetables, chicken, but I want you to be thinking here, what are some themes that you realize throughout this? Yeah, and then we're going to end up with bad thought blockers. That's in a bunch of his videos. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but we can see right here, Jordan is cool with this. Fat positivity, all this stuff, what I eat in a day, plus size men. This apparently is intuitive eating. I do find it interesting that what you see, and you'll notice this here in a minute, a common theme in all of these videos, people that are, as he says, he's not on a diet, but there are these there's some themes you'll notice. I'll discuss them here at the end. Let's check this one out. All right, so we got some pancakes, fruit, some pancake syrup, chocolate chips, fruit salad, unsweetened almond milk. All right, we got a grilled cheese on bread. It looks like actually maybe 2 grilled cheeses. So we got like 8 slices of bread there. Rice platter. We got some cookies, looks like maybe in bed. That's where we're going to cap the night off with some medicine there. All right, so one thing you're going to notice here, we got the pancakes and fruit and syrup. You have no protein. None. Good, we got some fruit. We got some vitamins in there. Maybe a little fiber. I think this is maybe 2 grilled cheeses. It's kind of hard to see. But if so, then, we got 4 pieces of bread. We got some cheese. We got a little bit of protein from the cheese. We're talking a couple grams. There's maybe a little bit of protein in that bread, but again, that's protein from grain. So not going to be very bioavailable. We're capping a day off with cookies in bed, which is going to spike that insulin right before you go to sleep. It's going to really reduce your sleep quality, but almost no protein. And that's a theme we'll kind of see here. Let's check another one out. This is a person on Instagram. She's built quite a following.
If you get offended by seeing a lot of food, then you're going to get offended because I ate a lot today. I found the day off with an iced tea from Starbucks. It was a peach flavour. Banging. Also recently discovered Starbucks egg bites. And honestly, these are one of the best things I've ever had in my life. So good. And started eating these barbecue lays and was like, let me put them in my cream cheese bagel. Oh my god.
We got a bagel, cream cheese, and
This
chips.
is everything bagel with cream cheese and black pepper, by the way. Literally my fave. Lunch date today with Salem. Look how cute he is. Are you joking? He had some chicken, so I thought I'd show you. And for dinner, I was really fancying a Mackey's, you know. I haven't had one in ages. And look at the order number, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it was a sign I was on the right path. Chips were actually banging, not soggy and perfectly salted actually. A double quarter pounder with cheese as well and a Diet Coke and sweet and sour sauce. They don't do sweet curry here, which is so annoying. That's where today. If you like this video, follow me for more. Fat girl eats in it.
All right, big tight go to cap it off. So we're starting the day off with a sugary drink. I looked that up. It's only about 20 grams of sugar, but it's not bad. Luckily, we got a little fat and protein here with it to kind of slow down the absorption of that sugar. But man, you're really going to struggle. If you're drinking sugar, that is going to hit your blood so fast. Those insulin levels are going to spike. It's going to turn on that storage chemical, and your body is just going to want to try to store fat. So that's it's pretty tough. Let's check this one out. Same person here, Christy. All right, we're starting off with a little yogurt. That's good. Get a little protein.
There's a snack. I literally love cheese flavour thing, banging. But
Right, so that's just fat and
I had
carbs.
iced coffee. I used skinny milk though. Such a vibe. And I had honey as well because honey just adds something
Right,
to
so
your
honey,
coffee.
that's
So
pure
good. They have
sugar.
a little Denny's honey bun. I have such a thing
Right,
for
honey
honey
bun.
at the
So we
moment.
got
These literally taste like Krispy Kreme donuts. So
some
good.
sugar
After that, I
iced
had some of these taco crisps
white
and they
bread.
literally taste like tacos. I can taste the lettuce in it. I washed it down with an Arnold Farmer. Half iced tea, half lemonade. Literally my
Arnold
favourite thing.
Palmer.
And for dinner, we had these Papa John's pizza
That looks
rolls. I think they're new. They don't
amazing.
come with any pizza dough. It's literally just full of toppings, which is the best bit anyway. Favourite thing was the jelly Pino bites. Side is just cheese and jelly Pinos.
Jelly Pino.
That's why today for this video, follow me. Back
I
out
bet
eats in
those
the
are
day. Started the day and had.
All right, so again, you got except for the end of the day there, and we got a little bit, with the amount of yogurt she's eating, that's maybe 6 grams of protein. You got a little protein in the pepperoni and the cheese at the end of the day and the Papa John's, but still not a lot there. Let's see, we got one more here. Zoe, maybe. What I eat in a day, not on a diet. All right. So we got some tea. We're going to start off with some pizza. So we got white bread there. Another tea. Got some more caffeine. That had some sugar and milk in it. So ramen noodles. And these are, the inexpensive ramen noodles. So that is just super, super simple carbohydrates. Diet Coke. Get you a little bit of artificial sweetener in there. Some apple with caramel sauce. So that caramel sauce is just pure sugar. Literally. The meatloaf, the last meal is not so bad. But then we're going to cap it off with a meal of just rice. So again, you got a little bit of protein in the meatloaf, but other than that, that day is okay. We got a tiny bit of protein on the pepperoni. So what you're looking at in all of these, and these people, again, I'm not trying to slam anybody. If these people are happy, fine. This is not a lifestyle, obviously, that I would recommend because I think that's going to lead to some health trouble down the road if it hasn't already. But the theme that you see there is a lot of simple carbohydrates. We saw pizza, white rice, chips, that kind of stuff, pancakes, even the fruit, like citrus fruit. And there was some stuff that was kind of okay. So you had apples, which is good, but there's caramel sauce on top of it. So the reason that you can, it's fine. People worry a little bit about fructose. They worry about the sugar in fruit. But when you eat whole fruit, you're also getting a good bit of fiber with it. So that fiber will slow down that absorption a little bit of the sugar. Additionally, I tell people any meal that you eat, you should be eating protein with it. Protein's very satiating, meaning it's going to make you feel full. And it slows down all that absorption a little bit. So if you can round out every meal, protein, fat, carbohydrates, without eating single sources, if you're really dieting, maybe you're trying to eat single sources of lean protein like chicken, something that'll really fill you up and not lead to a lot of weight gain. But that's not really what we're seeing here. So you're seeing a lot of simple carbohydrates and not a lot else. And particularly, we had a couple, coffees with honey and some tea with sugar and all that stuff. Anytime you're drinking carbohydrates, that stuff's hitting your blood super fast, which is kicking on that insulin response and really jacking up the storage chemical. Additionally, if you're carrying around that much body weight, you can look back at videos that I've talked about. In Jordan's case, a male carrying that much body weight, it can really impact your testosterone levels. Not saying Jordan's in that boat, but just based on the metrics, it would seem pretty likely that his levels are probably lower than they could be. But if he's happy with it, fine. I do worry a little bit about the whole fat positivity thing. It seems like something people maybe are advocating for now. And I'm not saying these people are. They're not telling anybody to go gain weight. But we do have to be mindful of the fact that there's just unavoidable consequences of being really heavy. And, there's been this kind of idea for a long time that you can be healthy at any size. It's just really not the case. There's not like you don't have to be an ideal weight by the book, but if you are significantly overweight, when we start pushing really high BMIs, it's obviously going to impact things like your endocrine system, your lipids, even your joints. I mean, joint pain. If you think about the fact that every pound that you carry is multiplied by 4 at your knee. So I used to work in the medical world. We did a lot of joint replacements. And one of the first things that physicians would tell people that were struggling with knee pain is they had to lose weight, because if you got a total knee replacement and you're super overweight, that much force at the knee joint could work those things loose. So, you're going to deal with joint pain. You're going to deal with compression, not just in your lower limbs, but in your spine, everywhere. They're just things you can't avoid. And, that insulin resistance, that is really going to be impacted by carrying around a lot of weight. Your heart has to work a lot harder. And that's not just for fat. That's, if you're incredibly muscular, same kind of deal. Your body's still having to work much harder. Your organs have to work harder. So, just be mindful. We want to be caring of people that are overweight. And, if people are looking to make a change, then help them out if you can, or send them to somebody that can. I've helped plenty of people try to lose weight. I have a soft spot in my heart for that, because I understand people that struggle with it and don't know exactly what they're doing. The interesting thing to me in these videos is you do see some food choices that seem to be motivated by health or weight loss. Like, you'll see meals that seem to be an attempt at almost keto dieting, or something like the apple cider vinegar gummies, which a lot of people will do for blood sugar control. And maybe that might not be why he's doing it, but if you're just throwing an apple cider vinegar gummy on top of 15 mini pancakes with a bunch of fake syrup on them, and fruit and chocolate chips, and then a sweetened caffeine drink, and it's not doing anything. It's a cup of water on a bonfire. So, you can look at it either way. You can look at this as a good example of what not to do if you're trying to lose weight. But I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. And so I thought it was maybe worth making a video about. If you are somebody who looked at that and go, I'm trying to lose weight and I seem to be eating the same way those people are, just because you don't know what you need to be doing. I mean, it's a big part of the reason that I've made this channel. There's not a lot of good, simple health education out there where people can take control of their own health. There's a ton of marketing out there. People trying to sell you things, selling you apple cider vinegar gummies, because somehow that's gonna be the panacea to fix your bad diet and inactivity. I'm happy to help. Again, BrooksBrownCoaching.com. There's coaching options on there, or you can reach out to me if you have something. If you just have you're working on your diet and you're not exactly sure what you want to do, you can get on there and book a call with me. You don't have to buy a coaching program. You just set up a call and we can kind of go over what you got going on, go over your workout program and your diet. So appreciate you watching. Let me know what you think about the what I eat in a day trend or whatever it is. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, comment if you enjoyed it, and look forward to talking to you again soon.